It's the morning of day 20. I don't know, I've got my glasses on. I'm still in my sleeping bag and it's 9 o'clock. So I'm having a bit of tent time. The rain's been on and off this morning, but I do know that as the day progresses, the chance of rain's getting less and less. So it's partly one of the reasons why I did a long day yesterday, so I could have a bit of a shorter day today. So I'm probably not going to get started till later this morning. And then it's a couple of climbs to do, and then over to Cluanie. I'm going to camp somewhere around Cluanie Inn tonight. That's the plan for today. Right, the tent's about to come down. The weather's actually better than was forecast. It actually looks quite bright over there, over the Munro, Spitch and Malloch. There's a bit of blue sky as well. And there's a bit more wind. It was supposed to be very calm this morning. So, anyway, looking a bit more blustery, a bit bright. So, tent's coming down. Then I'm gonna crack on. Ooh, I'm on hard track again. That was quite a tough crossing over there. That's quite boggy ground. That's not an easy section. That about 4.5k, I reckon that is. Crossing some quite boggy ground, but on hard track. Yay! Now, if I'm looking particularly cheery, it's because I was expecting a day of rain and not being able to see anything. You know, and although it's not cracking the pavements, the sun or anything like that, it's not bad. Far better than I thought. So it's put me in a good mood. This road I'm on now is one of my favourite in Scotland. It goes from Invergarry to Kinloch, and it starts off going through some lovely birch trees down by Loch Garry. Then as you come past this section, it opens out past Loch Keach into some really wild, remote scenery, and you've got a great little windy road that takes you down to Kinloch, which is at Loch, probably my favourite Scottish loch. So it's a great little drive. Never ever get tired of doing it. Now, what was that said about the rain? I think in the next 10 minutes I'm going to get very wet. Let me show you. I'm pretty much at the top of the pass here, so I'm just looking down to, well, where I camped last night and the area that I walked through yesterday. The rain is holding off. I'm feeling quite lucky at the minute, and it's quite a steady rise. It's quite a nice gradient, so you can just plod on at a nice steady pace. Right, let's go see what the view is like over the top. Looks like I'm walking into a bit of a mist bowl on the other side. Not quite as clear anyway. Here we go. So I'm going from this to this. Okay, I'm down in Glen line, just crossed the river line here. I would imagine it might not be so easy to cross if there's been a lot of rain, but managed to get through it no problem. Whoa, just on the livers. It's quite a steady drizzle at the moment. And next I'm heading round the back of this hill up to the next pass. But first of all, I think a little bit of bite to eat before I do so. It's a pretty drizzly, rainy affair this afternoon. I'm going over the second pass and there's a lot of rain being driven down the Glen. So very wet at the minute, but I keep going. So I've just come over the top of this pass. You can see it's really drizzly, got a right soaking. But then in front of me as I've come over the top, I'm looking over to Loch Cluanie. That looks like it's in sunshine, that's where I'm heading. So I'm going to get off here as quickly as I can and get down into that sunshine. So unfortunately earlier, at the top of the pass I was looking down the wrong valley. This is Cluanie. Not quite as appealing, is it? Good, nice steady drizzle, just what we like. Well, let me be honest with you here, I got a bit of a kicking from the weather. That last hour and a half down from that cold, got some really heavy rain. And I was walking into a strong wind as well. I didn't have enough clothes on either, so I was right on the cusp of being too cold. Got a right soaking anyway. Fortunately the Cluanie Inn was at hand. So I went in there, had a cuppa, a little bit to eat. Unfortunately, looks like the worst of the rain has now stopped. So what I'm going to do is, to be honest with you, as soon as I get the first decent pitch, something that looks reasonable, the tent's going up. Okay, I said first decent spot. Well, I found one pretty sharpish. It's actually quite a nice flat pitch. Got a nice little views all over the lake. I'll have a bit of road noise, but don't mind that. So yeah, happy with that. Right, get everything unloaded. Right, made my tent, obviously. And got myself organised. So I reckon that's certainly the first day where my waterproof gears had a good testing, and yep, pretty good. Well, definitely, I mean, jacket superb. When I took the jacket off, not a bit of moisture on the inside at all. Same with the leggings, really impressed with them. And those Osprey rucksacks with those covers, what a job they do, you know, in keeping the vast majority of water out. So waterproofing wise, really good. Just got cold coming down, you know, and it was one of those catch-22 situations. You know, you're always going to overheat going uphill, like you're carrying a big pack. You know, I just had a thin shirt on and my waterproof, sweated a bit. And obviously then you cool as you're coming down because you can't generate the same amount of heat as going up. Should they have stopped and put another top on? Maybe I should have done, but then a lot of stuff would have got wet doing that. It's a catch-22, as it turned out. Things turned out fine. So I'm going to get my head down pretty quick tonight, and tomorrow go to Morvich, going down Glen Affric, or the top part of Glen Affric. So I'm again looking forward to that. I've been through some of that before, but not this top end where the youth hostel is. So a lot to look forward to tomorrow. Head down, sleep, might have a quick brew first. Brilliant. Another day done, another day finished. This is why you need your tick removal tool. Okay, site's all cleared up, leave no trace and all that. Very good. Okay, so heading up towards Alltbeithe Youth Hostel. Start of day 21. So today's plan or route is to head up this glen to Alltbeithe Youth Hostel, which is right off the beaten track in Glen Affric. Then I'm going to, the youth hostel, turn west and follow that glen up and over all the way down to Morvich. And then I have a couple of options. It'll depend how I'm feeling. I can either stop at the campsite there overnight, or I can push on a little bit further. So I'm going to see how today goes and make a call on that later on. But I'm looking forward to today. I've never been into Glen Affric. I've done a lot of walking around this area and done all the tops around this area, but never actually been in Glen Affric. So I'm hoping the forecast is going to be true to its word, and that some of the mist that's covering all the lower slopes will rise during the day. So fingers crossed. This is the glen I'm heading down this afternoon, or later on today. Swimming around here, should see the youth hostel at some point. I'll be just over this spur here. Well, that was quite a rough section this morning. Certainly not 5k an hour walking that through the forest, and quite wet after that rain that we've had yesterday. But even though the cloud's a bit down, it's just great to be in these surroundings. What a wonderful place this is, if you want to get away from it. Not seeing a soul. But I need second breakfast, so I'm going to have a quick stop at the closed youth hostel and have a quick bite to eat. Yeah, certainly in a very impressive setting. Place to come back to. Look at this fella here. I'm not messing with him. Whoa! Yeah, give me a shot. Give me a fright there, mate. Stay still. Stop him. This is Alltbeithe. Look at the amazing setting it's in. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, it would seem to be rude, wouldn't it, not to at least stop and have a brew. That's exactly what I'm doing. Stopping for a quick brew. I feel suitably refreshed after that. Nice coffee and bagel with peanut butter. A meal fit for a king, a lunch fit for a king. Not quite remember. So this afternoon, I am following the Affric Kintail Trail down into Morvich. It's quite a long way down, quite a number of kilometres, but I've got the mountains north of Glen to look at, and I've got Ben Fadder on the right of me. Lots of streams, lots of things to keep me occupied as I just wander down. That's what I'm going to do, a nice amble down this afternoon. Got the Five Sisters of Kintail in front, but not viewed from their normal angle. Viewing them here from the east, and not from the west as they're normally seen across Loch. I'm just having a minute here. What a place this is. This is a cracking walk. Just have a look. Right, what I'm surrounded by. Absolutely beautiful. That waterfall crashing down there. And you're surrounded by all these peaks. Great bit of trail this. Just hugging the hillside next to it. I'm just passing this little hut, and again it just seemed rude, not to stop for a quick brew. So I'm having a brew and just enjoying this view. Look at this lovely view down the valley. Absolutely lovely. That section down from Alltbeithe was really lovely. The path was excellent, although rocky in places. It's really good to walk down. It's been well made in places, but the views of the mountains just superb. You've also got these little streams and rivulets that come down and meet the path at all sorts of different points. And of course you've got that lovely waterfall as well. So all in all, that's just a top quality section. And now, well, you can see the Glen's kind of levelled out. I'm not far above sea level actually at the minute. So I'm just going to head down towards Morvich. Then I've got a decision to make. Do I camp at Morvich, or do I carry on, take a few more k's out tomorrow? Let's see. Okay, so, whoops, step here. I said I'm going to carry on. Although the thought of a nice shower at Morvich campsite was very appealing, I looked at the map and I'd like to get to Alltbeithe tomorrow if I can. which would make it a real, I mean it's going to be a long day, but make it a really long day. Not only that, with the distance, there's a lot of ascent as well, and descent. So, and ahhed. I thought, you know what, the weather's not bad, let's keep going. I'm feeling alright. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm now on the track towards Falls of Glomach, and I'm just going to see how far I get. And when I see somewhere to pitch, that's what we'll do. I'm pitched up, probably got about another 5k done and just under 200 metres of ascent, so I'm happy with that. Gets me a bit of a head start getting to Bothy. As well, I just didn't fancy staying on the campsite tonight. I want to be away, I want to be up in the hills, so I'm really glad that I've just carried on for that extra hour. It's not the best pitch, but it'll do, it'll be absolutely fine. A bit of a battle with some midges when I got here, but it's all under control, all sorted. I've just had my tea. Well, I've got to say that Happy Shopper honey roasted peanuts are probably the worst honey roasted peanuts that I've ever tasted, but they were still really nice. So they've gone down well. So yeah, I'm not going to be long here before I'll have a quick look at the map, then turn in for the night. But you know what, I've enjoyed today. It started off quite hard. But as the day's gone on, I've actually felt better and better. And touch wood, tomorrow that will continue. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's one of my pre-highlight days. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow a lot.